All right, so let's do a quick review of simplifying radicals. So as you know, we can't have a radical in the denominator. So one of the things we'd like to do is get rid of that. So we have a couple of choices. I have the square root of 18, which would simplify. That would end up being, let's see, 8 over 9 goes into that, so 9 root 2. So really all I have to do is get rid of this radical 2 in the denominator. So I could multiply my top and bottom by the square root of 2. So I'd end up with 8 times the square root of 2 in the numerator, numerator times numerator. And in the bottom I'd have 3 times the square root of 2 times the square root of 2. Well, the square root of 2 times the square root of 2, that's 4. Square root of 4, which is 2. So we're going to simplify a little bit here. Or you could write it out and then simplify. 8/6 times the square root of 2. So 8/6 will simplify, and that just becomes 4 times the square root of 2 all over 3. So if you type this into a calculator and this into a calculator, you'll get the same decimal approximation. So that's one way that I tell students to go ahead and check this. So there's the first one. I have 2 more to show you. All right, so this one is a little bit trickier because I see we have a cube root of 5. But what I want to do is try to get the bottom to be a perfect cube. So one thing we have to remember is that if I'm multiplying numbers that have the same exponent, I can multiply those two bases, 5 times 3, and get 15. So I'm going to try to pick something here that would give me a perfect cube. So in the denominator, let's see, I want to use the cube root of 25 because I know that 125 has a perfect cube. And whatever we do on the bottom, we have to do on the top. So that's getting a little sloppy, but let's go ahead and start to simplify this. This equals 2 times the cube root of 25 divided by, let's see, 5 times 25. This is what we wanted to have happen because the cube root of 125 is just 5. So this ends up being 2 times the cube root of 25 divided by 5. And checking here, it doesn't seem like there's anything that will cancel out. So that is our final answer for that one. So hopefully you got some value out of that. That one is a tricky one for students getting into pre-calc to remember this property over here. So keep that in mind. All right. So on this one, we see a complex number in the denominator. So the way we get rid of those, if you recall from Algebra 2, is to multiply the denominator by what's called the conjugate. So we have a plus sign here, we just put a minus sign here. If this one was a plus, we'd make this, or this one was a minus, we'd make this one a plus. And you have to do the same thing to the numerator that you do to the denominator. That's like multiplying by 1. So let's go ahead and multiply this. I suppose I can distribute. That would give us 15 minus 3 times the square root of 2. And in the denominator, first times first, that's 5 times 5 gives you 25. And then the outers and the inners will add off. That's why we use this conjugate. So square root of 2 times negative square root of 2 is just minus 2. So the bottom simplifies a little bit. So in the top you have your 15 minus 3 root 2. And in the bottom, 25 minus 2, that's a 23. So there's just a fast review for you. Getting started in pre-calculus with dealing with some radical expressions. So hopefully you got some value out of that. If you don't mind, go ahead and hit the like button down below. Maybe even give a comment. Let me know if there's anything you're struggling with. And I hope that things are going good for you the first few weeks of school here. So until the next time, this is Mr. Nolde signing out.